strong.
Yeah. Not even on the floor.
Yeah, I mean, that was uphill and
She doesn't hardly smoke either.
the shift felt real good too.
Yeah, wait till it downshifts.
Is it a clunk?
Yeah. It's not a clunk, it's just catches you unaware. Unfortunately, the shift point's about 45, which is the speed that most in-town speed limits are, so you're constantly up and down, up and down. Where's the
suspension feels nice. Yeah, I'm not sure that all your jakes are working.
When you get out here at higher speed, you'll be able to tell it better.
Just from what I heard, it didn't sound like it was. We'll look at the settings on those when we do the tune-up.
We'll give it full throttle. Like I said, I know the air throttle is not opening it all the way to the lower pin. This is the first time since I recalibrated the tach. Okay, let's do this next one. We'll get a highway speed.
So we're calibrating this tachometer. It's driven off of pulses from the alternator there. So you come off the R, the relay on there, and it senses, that's supposed to be 6 pulses per revolution, I believe is what the 50DN is, the gear-driven GM. This was reading like 650 when I used the handheld real tachometer, and I was at 555. So it's about 100 off on the lower. I noticed at the higher RPMs it didn't seem right. It was saying we were doing 65 miles an hour at 2300 RPM, which it didn't feel or sound like 2300, so I suspected it wasn't right. So there's a little calibration dial. Once you've got it set to the right number of pulses, which is set with this dial here, we can't change that. And then there's a calibration little hole right there. So we'll get it to match the handheld tachometer. Real easy to hook up. So we're investigating why his jake brakes weren't working. So we pulled the valve cover, and the first thing I'm doing is checking the adjustment on them. And the adjustment's off just a little bit, but it still shouldn't have affected them that much. But then we were testing the resistance on here, and this one was different than the others. But when we add power to it, watch what happens here. You see that sparking? It's arcing against it. We don't have to do it anymore. They got it. And you can see where it's like welded itself to the case. So clearly that's been shorting out, but it's still triggered though. I still heard it pop up, but that's not a good yeah, when you trigger it, that pops up, and then that lets the O-ring clear and the oil flows through in the middle. So we're going to pull it out and see if we can try to fix that. So we just cleaned it up and put a piece of heat shrink on there. Yep. And then that should keep it isolated so that doesn't happen again.
What happened to some